In the age of Pangaea, before the continents drifted apart, deep in the heart of West Africa, lived a beautiful maiden named Mide. She was the choice of every bachelor in the village. However, Mide fell in love with Lakon, the blacksmith of the village, and soon they were married and living together as a couple against their family's wish. Lakon and Mide had been married for 8 years without children. As a consequence, Lakon's family never hesitated to mock Mide.
Are you sure you're a woman? Or did my brother marry his fellow man?
Lakon's kid sister would pass spiteful remarks anytime she came around. Ugh, no. Maybe she and her mother have sacrificed her unborn children to the water spirit. I told Lekon to stay away from that family, but he did not listen. Now 8 years, not even a miscarriage to tell that she is fertile. Sure. I have told Lekon to take the Ogi seller's daughter as a second wife. I don't know what he's talking about. The girl is young and her body frame is built for carrying children. Unlike this one. Hearing these words made Mide weep, but her husband Lekon was always her strength, encouraging her.
Oh, stop crying, Ifemi. Ignore my mother and sister. No matter what they say, we are going to wait on the gods for their blessings. No way am I getting any wife. Talk more of the child I watched growing up.
Lekon will cuddle Mide, uplifting her mood till she slumbers. Lekon's family and the Mide family have been like water and oil in the village. Despite the elders trying to settle the rift between the blacksmith family and the potter's family, nothing changes. Eventually, love between the couple broke the boundaries, but at a heavy price. Mide felt it was time to have a heart-to-heart discussion with her mother. The next day, she visits her home.
I want a child of my own. Why won't the gods bless me with a child? What have I done wrong?
She wept. Mide's mother shakes her head.
A union between our lineage and the blacksmith makes a prophecy come true. That is why we were against your union. We were only trying to protect you.
How can you say this, Baba? How can you believe such stories? After generations have passed, we the descendants should not be punished for our ancestors' acts. It's unfair, Mama. Please tell me there is something you can do to help me.
Mide's mother could not endure her daughter's tears pouring from her face uncontrollably. She pulls out a china white fabric and a calabash from a box.
Oh yeah, come with me, so we can find a solution.
They both walked deep into the forest and arrived at a pristine stream nestled at the center of the jungle. Her mother handed a piece of white fabric and calabash to her.
Change to this. Fetch a bowl from the stream and speak your intention.
Mide did as instructed, crying and pleading for a child. Whilst performing the ritual, the stream bubbled violently with a geyser of water sprouting towards the sky. A strange voice speaks.
I have been waiting for your visit since your marriage to the blacksmith. A relationship between your village foretells evil approaching. A demon from their village hid a hand to fight Eric. That key, an unlock that possessed power to open the doors of hell and manipulate demons. Unfortunately, the key has been found by a warrior who has been conquering neighboring villages with ease. It won't take long for your villages to nest, and only an offspring from the union can save the universe from imminent doom. You will bear a child that will possess the ability to commune with the dead. And on her 7th birthday, you will give the child a pet. Be wary. The child is such a gift to become a magnet for demons. Ensure hits are not penetrate so she can defend herself when they do come for her.
The geyser of water crashes violently against the ground. Mide froze in place, paralyzed with fear. Her mother shook her, but everything felt like a dream.
Let's go. You heard what the water spirit said. It's time to prepare for what is about to come.
In 9 months, There was a celebration in the village as Mide cradled her newborn babies, smiling happily. But as soon as she remembered her encounter with the water spirits, she becomes worried knowing that a child was given to her to save the universe. Mide prayed the thought away, believing that whatever she and her mother heard was a figment of their imagination. But as Dara grew older, she exhibited strange behavioral patterns. If she isn't talking, laughing, or angry at the wind, she's predicting how each seller or buyer is going to depart the world at the market. At first, they believed she was bluffing or simply psychotic, but things turned a different path when they came true. Soon, the villagers believed every word that came out of Dara's lips. On her 7th birthday, Dara was so excited about her new puppy, both bonding well with each passing day. Dara and her new pet grew up doing almost everything together, but she noticed one thing. Her animal friend could also see her invincible guests, barking endlessly at them. After her 15th birthday, Medea and Lacan were awakened by the sound of the war drum. The drum has not been beaten for generations, therefore causing great panic in the village. Next was a loud voice speaking.
Good day, people of Udo Ekiti. I am Tanko the Conqueror. I will not harm any one of you if you all cooperate with me. Words have reached me that you have a girl here that can commune with the dead. I would like to have a word with her.
Mide panicked as she heard the voice.
No. This is the apocalypse the river spirit talked about.
The loud, thunderous voice repeats.
No one has to die in this village too. Do as I say, and you all will live.
At this point, the village hunters could be heard singing a war song, ready to defend their village. Tako and his soldiers became hysterical as the slashing of knives could be heard. In what felt like a minute, Tako screamed out again.
Where is the girl who can speak to the dead?
Before slashing the last hunter of the village, Lacan, who had been watching the chaos through the crack of the door, stumbles and falls.
He's coming.
Tanko's soldiers opened Lacan's door with one kick.
I am not here to kill your daughter. I need her to do something for me.
He yanks Dara from her teary mother's hand.
I want you to call on the great wizard Ochaka. I have a question for him.
Ochaka's story was told to generations by parents to tame their disobedient kids. It was believed that Ochaka, the greatest wizard who ever lived, traveled dimensions on full moons with the hearts of disobedient children as an offering to the gatekeepers. But Dara stood fearlessly to Tanko.
I know who you are. My spirit friends have told me a lot about you.
I'm glad I'm popular in the land of the dead. Now here are Ochaka's remains. Use them to summon his spirit.
Tako hands a dry skull to Dara. As soon as Dara touched the bone, the warmth of the room became chilling cold.
He is here.
Tell him to share where he hit the lock.
As soon as Ochaka's ghost heard this, it screamed. Unfortunately, only Dara could hear his anguish.
Is he insane? That lock cannot and should never be found. Tell him I cannot help him.
Dara shares information with Tanko.
Well then, I guess your family will have to pay for my time wasted.
Tanko speaks, signaling one of his foot soldiers. The soldier pulls Lacan to the center of their room, raising his cutlass to the air when Dara speaks again.
He says it's buried in the cave of Shana.
Good. But you're coming with me in case he's lying.
Medea and Lacan begged for their daughter to be left alone, but with a single arm, Tanko threw them to the corner of their home. Dara followed Tanko with his soldiers through the thick jungles separating their village from the hills of Shana. They rested at sunset and resumed at sunrise each day. It took them 7 days and 7 nights to arrive at the hill.
Take now. Summon Ochaka's spirit and ask him where exactly should we look.
Dara did as she was instructed. Ochaka appears.
We cannot let him have the lock. It is too dangerous. But I have a plan. Tell him to go to the heart of the cave. It is where the underground lake is. Inside the lake, there is a doorway. The lock will be found there.
Tako instructed the soldiers to dive into the lake. They returned after a couple of minutes with the confirmation of a doorway cuffed with heavy chains. Tanko smiles as he believes his conquest is final, instructing his best swimmers to go break the door and search for his desire. In this instance, Ochaka appears to Dara.
There is little I can do in my state as a ghost. For penance of summoning a demon from hell to create the lock and the key, I was finally given a second chance at life by being your pet. So I thank you for being a best friend. I will always be close to you.
Dara was perplexed by the statement. Although she had not seen a dog since Tako's invasion, Ochaka's words were more confusing. Dara felt lightheaded and started to throw up. Tanko, repulsed by this, ordered her to go out and wait. As soon as Dara felt the warmth of sunlight, a dog came running towards her. In her excitement, she embraced him, before he dashed into the cave, backing all the way through. In a swift of seconds, a violent earthquake rattled the forest, causing Dara to fall off the cliff, and the cave crumbled. Tanko and the soldiers. Dara opens her eyes to find herself in a small camp with an old lady sitting at the fire.
You are awake. Welcome back. You have fulfilled your destiny and have saved the universe from imminent destruction. Take this tea. It will help your sore muscles.
The old woman hands her a cup of mixed herbs.
Shaka told me about the trip to the hill. Since I was the only one close by, I ensured I keep an eye on you when you arrived.
Dara sips from the tea, and a sense of calm swept her body, taking away the pain she felt.
I have sent words to your family. They should arrive in a couple of sunsets. Get some rest. You need it.
Dara drifted into sleep at the mention of the word by the strange lady, only to wake to the face of her mother.
Mama, am I dead?
No, Dara, you are alive, and I've been sitting here watching you sleep.
Mide pulls her daughter into her embrace and whispers,
You displayed courage and strength unheard of. I am proud of you.
Dara was immortalized, and villages that suffered Tako's defeat created a festival and a statue in her name, a lasting remembrance of the new dawn she ushered in. Generations passed, bringing development to the region. Shana Hill was marked as a construction site for roads and bridges. There at work, an engineer stumbled upon a padlock and took it with him as a souvenir. 7 years later, Ochaka was reincarnated as a black cat.